With efficient and aggressive testing, India crosses the 3 crore COVID-19 tests. Over 7 lakh tests conducted in last 24 hours. COVID-19 case fatality rate in India further improves to a new low of 1.92%. Recovery rate crosses 72.5%. Union Minister for Road and Transport and Highways, Nitin Gadkari, virtually lays the foundation stone of 13 highway projects and inaugurates a road safety project in Manipur. Better and improved road connectivity will help in bringing about development in areas which are not well connected with the national highways. Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar says Project Dolphin will be started in 15 days, interacting with forest ministers of all states and UTs via video conferencing. The minister says Finance Commission has increased the forest weightage to 10% from the earlier 7%, says 80% of the Campa funds will be used for forest preservation. Supreme Court rejects plea seeking postponement of JEE and NEET UG examinations amid COVID-19, says postponement of the exams will put the career of students in peril. Two terrorists gunned down in an ongoing operation in Baramulla area of Kashmir. 2 CRPF personnel and 1 SPO attained martyrdom in the encounter. Security forces have cordoned off the area and operation is in progress. India and Nepal hold talks in Kathmandu to review the ongoing bilateral economic and development projects. Indian envoy to Nepal, Vinay Mohan Quatra, leads the Indian side, while the Nepalese Foreign Secretary Shankar Das Bairagi leads the Nepal side during the talks. In international news, Japan's GDP hit by its biggest economic contraction on record in the second quarter as coronavirus pandemic crushes consumption and exports. This is the biggest decline in the world's third largest economy in the last 4 decades, keeping policymakers under pressure for bolder action to prevent a deeper recession. Hello and welcome to the newscast. I'm Amritpal Singh. Our top story: India is gaining momentum in the war against coronavirus as it continues to fight the virus vigorously. The total number of tests for detection of COVID-19 has crossed the 3 crore mark in India, according to the Indian Council of Medical Research data. 3,41,400 samples have been tested so far. 7,31,697 tests were done in the last 24 hours alone. And India's recovery rate is much higher than that of other countries. The fatality rate has reduced further in its COVID-19 case fatality rate. India has one of the lowest mortality rates globally, and it now stands at 1.92%. India's recovery rate has crossed 72.5%, ensuring more and more patients are recovering. 57,584 have recovered and have been discharged in the past 24 hours. With this, the total recovered COVID-19 patients in the country has increased to more than 19.19 lakhs. The current active cases as of now stand at 6,76,900 in the country. In a bid to provide better connectivity in northeastern states, Union Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari and Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh today laid the foundation stone for 14 highway projects worth about 3,000 crore rupees, which cover a length of over 300 kilometers in Manipur. A road safety project was also among the projects inaugurated on the occasion. These projects will enhance better connectivity, convenience and economic growth of the state. The Union Minister emphasized on the use of electric bike, which will be a cost-effective way of transport.
इलेक्ट्रिक पर चलने वाली बाइक और इथेनॉल पर चलने वाली बाइक को अभी हमने टैक्सी के रूप में, टू व्हीलर टैक्सी के रूप में मान्यता दी है। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी को हमने गाइडलाइन आपको भेजी है। आप अगर मणिपुर में एक ही व्यक्ति को कोई एयरपोर्ट जाना है, स्टेशन जाना है, कहीं जाना है, तो मीटर होगा, ओला उबर जैसा एक प्लेटफॉर्म होगा। घर से फ़ोन करेंगे, तुरंत आपके घर के सामने टू व्हीलर आएगी, मीटर ऑन होगा, आपको भी हेलमेट पहनाएंगे और वो बैठकर आपको छोड़ देंगे और आपको ऑटो रिक्शा के, थ्री व्हीलर की तुलना में कम पैसे में जाने का मौका मिलेगा।
And Gadkari has called for involving more organic farming in the state, which will make a huge difference in the ecology of the state.
जैसे सिक्किम ने, जिसका उल्लेख बार बार प्रधानमंत्री करते हैं कि वहाँ ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग है, पेस्टिसाइड्स और केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर का उपयोग नहीं होता, उसी प्रकार से मणिपुर में ऑर्गेनिक खेती हो और पूरी तरह डीजल और पेट्रोल का जो प्रदूषण होता है उससे मुक्ति मिले, ऐसी कोई नई योजना अगर आप तैयार करेंगे तो मणिपुर के निश्चित रूप से सस्टेनेबिलिटी, वहाँ की इकोलॉजी और एनवायरनमेंट में काफ़ी फर्क पड़ेगा।
Union Forest Minister Prakash Javadekar today interacted with the state forest ministers via video conferencing. Minister of State Babul Supriyo also attended the meeting at the Paryavaran Bhavan in the national capital. Javadekar called upon states to work closely and commensurate national forest policy, nationally determined commitments and restorations of degraded forest land.
Union Environment and Forest Minister Prakash Javadekar, along with Minister of State Babul Supriyo on Monday, attended a meeting of all state forest ministers through video conferencing at Paryavaran Bhavan in the national capital. The meeting focused on enhancing forest quality and increasing the tree cover for maximizing carbon stock. The ministry has taken several initiatives which include massive tree plantation, promoting urban forestry through Nagar One scheme, landscape-based catchments, treatment of 13 major rivers, LIDAR-based survey of degraded forest areas for soil moisture conservation projects, and launch of National Transit Portal.
इसमें हमने मूलतः 4 बिंदुओं पर चर्चा की थी। एक नगर वन योजना है, अर्बन फॉरेस्ट, हर शहर में एक अच्छा जंगल बने। इस साल 1000 स्कूलों में छात्र पौधे लगाएंगे और ग्रो करके अपने घर में लेकर जाके या बाहर नज़दीक वहाँ पेड़ लगाएंगे जहाँ जगह है। हम जंगलों में पानी और फॉडर का ऑगमेंटेशन करना चाहते हैं और इसलिए एक एक क्षेत्र, एक एक राज्य में तय हुआ है जहाँ लाइडर सर्वे किया जाएगा, तो उसके आधार पर ही वेरी साइंटिफिक प्लानिंग करके इस बार काम होगा, अगले साल उसका उपयोग होगा। ऑल इंडिया में घूमने के लिए एक ट्रांजिट पोर्टल हमने तैयार किया है, उसका भी सभी राज्यों का सहभाग चाहिए और बाकी भी हमारे स्कीमों का रिव्यू हुआ।
Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar said Finance Commission has increased the forest weightage to 10% from the earlier 7% and added 80% of the Kampa funds should be used by states for forest preservation.
फाइनेंस कमीशन ने इस बार फॉरेस्ट का वेटेज बढ़ाकर डिवोल्यूशन में राज्यों को जो पैसा मिलेगा उसमें अपना वेटेज फॉरेस्ट का बढ़ा है और फॉरेस्ट का वेटेज अब 10% हो गया है। सो 10%, अर्लियर इट वाज 7%, 3% से वो बढ़ा है। इसका मतलब फॉरेस्ट को अब ज्यादा पैसे मिलने चाहिए, मिलेंगे अगर राज्य सरकार खुद के पैसे लगाएगा तो।
Union Minister also asked all states to come up with an outline for Project Dolphin within a fortnight. The project will involve long-term conservation of Gangetic dolphins and dolphins along the coasts.
प्रधानमंत्री जी का आदेश है, हम आने वाले 15 दिन में उसकी पूरी रूपरेखा तैयार करेंगे, टाइमलाइन तैयार करेंगे। तो डॉल्फिन को संरक्षण और संवर्धन करने का कार्यक्रम हम 15 दिन में सुनिश्चित करके सबके सामने रखेंगे।
The meeting was conducted to ensure participation and coordination of all the states in taking forward various initiatives of the central government and meet national and international goals. States have shown enthusiasm and expressed cooperation in this endeavor. Tapas Bhattacharya's report, DD India.
The Supreme Court on Monday dismissed the plea seeking postponement of JEE Main 2020 and NEET UG examinations, which are scheduled to be conducted in September amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The plea was heard by the Supreme Court bench headed by Justice Arun Mishra. The Supreme Court bench hearing the petition said that the postponement of the NEET JEE will put the career of students in peril. In some good news for the people of Jammu and Kashmir who can now access 4G mobile internet services, though it's in 2 districts. The Jammu and Kashmir administration has restored 4G mobile internet services in Ganderbal district and Udhampur district. Ganderbal is in the valley while Udhampur is in the Jammu region. The high-speed mobile data services were restored on trial basis from last evening for postpaid SIM card holders in these 2 districts. According to the order issued by the J&K Home Department, the trial period, which began at 9 p.m, will stay in force till the 8th of next month unless it's modified earlier. Internet speed, however, in other districts of the UT shall continue to be restricted to 2G internet speed only. The central government had during the hearing in Supreme Court recently submitted that the committee set up to review the restoration of 4G internet services in Jammu and Kashmir is considering to allow the same in 1 district each of Jammu and Kashmir divisions on a trial basis.
जो इंटरनेट सर्विसेज है वो ऑन हो चुकी हैं। इससे हमें बहुत खुशी हुई कि हमारा ये 4G जो था वो ऑन हो गया। 1 साल से भी ज़्यादा हो गया था बंद होने को, तो ये हमारी पढ़ाई में भी बहुत काम आएगा। जैसे कि अभी कोरोना वायरस पेंडेमिक के थ्रू हम ऑनलाइन क्लासेस नहीं दे पाते थे, इसके थ्रू हम अब ऑनलाइन क्लासेस भी इजीली दे पाएंगे।
जम्मू कश्मीर की 2 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में, एक उधमपुर में और एक गांदरबल में जो है 4G इंटरनेट सर्विसेज को रिस्टोर कर दिया गया है। सबसे बड़ी मुबारकबाद स्टूडेंट तबके को और टीचर तबके को है, क्योंकि एक सोर्स था कि टीचर्स ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन के माध्यम से अपना जितना भी ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन का सेटअप है वो थ्रू जूम या व्हाट्सएप या माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वेब मीटिंग से जो है अपने स्टूडेंट्स के तक पहुंचाते थे। तो मुझे लगता है कि कई ऐसी चीज़ें थी जो हमारे स्टूडेंट्स तक नहीं पहुंच पाती थी ड्यू टू 2G सर्विसेज, और मैं होप करता हूं कि इस बेटर इंटरनेट स्पीड से जितना भी उनका एजुकेशन का जो डेफिशिएंट था वो रिकवर हो जाएगा।
जस्ट हमें यहाँ पे इंफॉर्मेशन मिली कि यहाँ पे 4G शुरू हो गया हुआ है हमारे उधमपुर में, तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा खुशी हुई जब मैंने अपना फ़ोन अपना ओपन किया तो वहाँ पे जो हमारी साइट्स पहले नहीं खुल पा रही थी। एक्चुअली मैं अभी ग्रेजुएशन मैंने कंप्लीट की और फॉर्म फिल करने में काफ़ी दिक्कत होती थी हमें, लेकिन अब जो है हमें साइट भी यहाँ से खुल पा रही है। तो हम गवर्नमेंट से यही उम्मीद करते हैं कि अब ये ट्रायल बेसिस पे इन्होंने नेट शुरू की है इसको कंटिन्यू ही रखें और इसे बंद ना करें, यही हम उम्मीद करते हैं।
The Lieutenant Governor of Ladakh, R.K. Mathur, inaugurated a double-lane motorable bridge on Indus River in Leh. The bridge, constructed under the Central Release Fund of 8.21 crore rupees, this bridge is completed in just 1 year time span. The bridge will benefit the locals as it connects several villages across the Indus Valley with capital Leh. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, terrorists fired upon a joint Naka party of J&K police and CRPF near the Kiriri area of North Kashmir's Baramulla district this morning. In the attack, 2 CRPF jawans and 1 J&K police personnel sustained critical gunshot injuries, who later succumbed to their injuries at the hospital and attained martyrdom. 2 terrorists have also been killed in the operation. Arms and ammunition have been recovered from their possession. Meanwhile, the operation was going on when reports last came in. Further details about the operation are awaited, and we'll be getting you these details as and when and as soon as they emerge. Well, the condition of former President Pranab Mukherjee continues to be critical and he's on ventilator support. This was stated by the Army's Research and Referral Hospital today. Doctors attending on him said that his vital and clinical parameters are stable and he's being closely monitored. Mukherjee was admitted to the hospital in Delhi cantonment on the 10th of August and was operated upon. He also had tested positive for COVID-19. IIT Delhi is celebrating its Diamond Jubilee year commencing from the 16th of August this year to the 15th of August next year. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu virtually inaugurated the celebrations. Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank was also present on the occasion. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu urged the IITs and higher education institutes to do research on societal problems.
Every industry must promote some research, and they should feel proud that they have supported so-and-so research, and this is the result of the same. I'm told that IIT Delhi is laying great emphasis on internationalization, interdisciplinary research and industry connect.
The Vice President has called for collective action from all stakeholders to improve quality of education. He added that there is huge potential for India to become the world leader in various technological domains.
The new education policy seeks to promote India as a global study destination, providing premium education at affordable cost. Premium education at affordable cost, thereby helping to restore its role as Vishwa Guru. The move to Penn State selected universities from among the top 100 universities in the world to operate in India will also help in promoting excellence in education.
Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal said that more than 40 lakh PPE kits have been produced in the country and provided cost-effective RT-PCR kits in minimum time with best results.
कोविड के दौरान जिस तरीके से लीडरशिप अपने हाथ में लेकर के आईआईटी दिल्ली ने काम किया है और अभी बताया कि कोविड के ही दौरान इस राष्ट्रीय चुनौती का मुकाबला करते हुए भारत और दुनिया को 40 लाख से भी अधिक पीपीई की आपूर्ति की और इससे भी ज्यादा बड़ी बात महामहिम ये थी कि दुनिया में सबसे सस्ती आरटी पीसीआर किट प्रदान की जो कम समय में सस्ते में और बहुत गुणवत्तापूर्ण जो है जांचों को करने में सफल रही है.
He further added that the new educational policy will create a multi-language culture and will open platforms to students from local to global levels.
यह शिक्षा नीति देश को बहुभाषी भी बनाएगी, आशावादी भी बनाएगी, निष्ठावादी भी बनाएगी और ये जो शिक्षा नीति है नेशन फर्स्ट और कैरेक्टर मस्ट हमेशा आपने कहा है जिसमें श्रीमान लोकल भी होगा ग्लोबल भी होगा, लोकस भी होगा, फोकस भी होगा, टैलेंट पैदा भी होगा, टैलेंट का विस्तार भी होगा, टैलेंट भी होगा, कंटेंट भी होगा, पेटेंट भी होगा और रिलेवेंट भी होगा. ये सभी दृष्टि से श्रीमान यदि देखें तो ये शिक्षा नीति इसमें हर क्षेत्र में शायद दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा परामर्श हुआ होगा. लाखों लाखों करोड़ों करोड़ों की सहभागिता इस नई शिक्षा नीति में आई है.
Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Secretary Amit Khare awarded the 2020 Swachhta Pakhwada Awards to various departments of the ministry for their outstanding contributions. Swachhta Pakhwada was organized between 16th and 31st January in the ministry. The Indian Institute of Mass Communication, IIMC, stood first, DD News stood second, and the Press Information Bureau was ranked third in the list. On this occasion, MIB Secretary Amit Khare congratulated the departments and said that the ministry has played an important role in the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. The ministry has raised the importance of cleanliness in society through its various departments.
सबसे पहले मैं तीनों पुरस्कार विजेताओं भारतीय जनसंचार संस्थान, दूरदर्शन और प्रेस सूचना ब्यूरो को बधाई देता हूं. सूचना एवं प्रसारण मंत्रालय की इस स्वच्छता अभियान में महती भूमिका रही है। और जैसा माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी कहा करते हैं, स्वच्छता कोई एक सप्ताह या पखवाड़ा नहीं है, स्वच्छता एक जीवन शैली का अंग है। वर्षों वर्षों तक हमें अपनी जीवन शैली का अंग बना के इसे रखना है।
Well, talking about Bihar floods, there is no significant change in the flood situation in the state, although water level of most rivers flowing in the state is either receding or is stable. According to the Disaster Management Department, a population of 81,44,000 spread over 1,310 panchayats in 130 blocks of 16 districts is reeling under floods of various rivers and its tributaries. 25 people have lost their lives so far in the flood-related incidents. Among them, 11 died in Darbhanga, 6 in Muzaffarpur, 4 in West Champaran, 3 in Madhubani, 2 in Saran, and 1 each in Samastipur and Saharsa. The Met Department has predicted light to moderate rainfall in Bihar for the next 2 days. 10 relief camps are being run in the flood-affected areas in which more than 12,000 people are living. Apart from this, cooked food is being provided to more than 5,85,000 people through 723 community kitchens. In Kerala, on the first day of the Malayalam New Year, the Travancore Devaswam board permitted entry of devotees to temples with COVID regulations. At a time, only 5 persons will be allowed to enter the temple. The entry will be allowed on first-come, first basis. Inside the temple, social distancing and wearing of masks are mandatory. Children below the age of 10 years and adults above the age of 65 years are not allowed to enter the temple, considering the high risk of contracting the infection. India and Nepal held bilateral talks today under their oversight mechanism to review development projects funded by India and Nepal. The joint oversight mechanism was launched in 2016 and reviews progress in bilateral projects. The meeting was chaired by the Indian envoy to Nepal, Vinay Mohan Kawatra, and Nepal's Foreign Secretary Shankar Das Bairagi. The meeting comes days after Nepalese Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli called up Prime Minister Narendra Modi and congratulated him on India's 74th Independence Day. This is the first high-level contact after bilateral ties came under severe strain following issuance of a new political map by Nepal. New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has delayed the national elections by 4 weeks as the country deals with new coronavirus outbreak in its largest city, Auckland. The election scheduled for September 19th will now be held on October 17th. Pressure had been mounting in New Zealand as Prime Minister Ardern to postpone the vote amid the resurgence of COVID-19 infections in Auckland after New Zealand had been free of coronavirus cases for 102 days. Japan's GDP has been hit by its biggest economic contraction on record in the second quarter as the coronavirus pandemic crushes consumption and exports. This is the biggest decline in the world's third largest economy in the last 4 decades, keeping policymakers under pressure for bolder action to prevent a deeper recession. Japan's GDP stood at 27.8% in April-June. The Cabinet Office's preliminary figure also showed exports of goods and services tumbled 18.5% as global demand for Japanese automobiles and related parts waned amid slumping global demand. The fallout has since gradually worsened both in COVID-19 cases and social distancing restrictions. Terrorists stormed a high-end seaside hotel in Mogadishu on Sunday, killing at least 7 persons and injuring more than 20 in the second attack by Islamist insurgents on a highly fortified target in the Somali capital this week. The terrorist group Al-Shabaab claimed responsibility for the attack on Elite Hotel in Lido Beach, which started with a suicide car bombing. Its gunmen later battled security forces. Since 2008, Al-Shabaab has been fighting to overthrow the internationally recognized central government and establish its rule based on its own interpretation of Islamic Sharia law. The hotel is owned by Abdullahi Muhammad Noor, a lawmaker and ex-finance minister, and is frequented by many government officials, government workers and people from the Somali diaspora. And New and Renewable Energy Minister R.K. Singh, while addressing the International Solar Technology Summit's curtain raiser meeting, said that technology is the key which will bring transformation in energy pricing. The summit will be an attempt to bring the scientists together.
Challenges which face us, we need to apply our minds to. And this World Solar Technology Summit is an attempt in that direction. It's an attempt to bring together the scientists, the engineers, the companies involved in commercial production of the technologies which are developed, and the member states, the nations, to sit down together and think about what the challenges are in realizing this dream which we have of making energy eminently affordable and abundant, so that people can live better lives. The World Solar Technology Summit is envisaged